Special anytime you score a touchdown, but the first one of every season seems like it carries a little extra weight to it.
It is. It's nice to get that one out of the way for sure.
Especially whenever you have an acrobatic move like you did.
Sure. Yeah. The old front flip. I was not expecting that, or I did not have that on my bingo card. But...
You also had a special moment after the game because you got the game ball.
I did.
And were able to give a speech. What's more nerve-wracking, like 3rd and goal and you need to score a touchdown, or Dan Campbell throwing you a ball and saying, Sam, break us down?
Yeah, probably the post-game speech. I was joking around with the boys. I said, anytime someone else gives a post-game speech, I always think that I could give a better one. I process the game a certain way and think about it like, oh, we did this great today, or we did this great today. And then when you finally get the opportunity and you have everybody's eyes staring at you as you look around the room, it's a moment you're like, I better not mess this up.
Looking at what you guys have done this season, though, because there were so many questions after week 1, and then you guys have now responded with the most points this franchise has put up in the first 5 games of the year. What has flipped, if anything, for this group that got you guys going?
I don't know if anything has flipped besides the fact that we just played better than we did in week 1. We shot ourselves in the foot week 1. We regret that, but of course we learned from it, learned from your mistakes, and we played pretty good, clean football since then. So we're proud of that and hoping that keeps going.
You guys had a lot of questions coming into this season, but going back to OTAs, I still remember Amon-Ra St. was asked, who in this offense is poised for a big year? An unsolicited response, he said, Sam's going to have a big year. When you hear a leader of this offense say that, what type of motivation does that create within you when the leading receiver on this team is expecting big things out of you, and also a brother on the field is expecting that?
Of course you have confidence in your own game. When you get the affirmation, as it is with anything in life, when you get affirmation that you're going to do great at something, it just gives you another level of confidence that I'm going to go out there and execute and do my job at a high level. So to hear him say that, I appreciate him a lot. Of course, he's a leader and a captain for us and does things at an extremely high level. First team All-Pro the last couple of years. So happy to be on the field with him and very lucky to play alongside him.
You share the field with him. You share the field with another receiver who can take the top off of a defense. You play with 2 stellar running backs along with a quarterback who can lead the way for this entire group. You said it last year, that ball has a lot of places to go around. What type of personality does it take to play in an offense like this where it won't be your turn every single week?
Yeah, I used the word selfless when I was giving the game ball speech the other day. And I think that really is the epitome of what it takes to succeed in this offense. I say frequently that there's a lot of mouths to feed, like a mom with like 6 children, she's got to make sure everybody gets fed. I think Johnny does a great job of distributing the ball, and of course it's not always going to be your game. Sometimes you're going to get asked to block more or to catch a couple of short passes. Maybe you don't always get to score the touchdown, the go-ahead game-winning touchdowns, and that's okay. I think we all give that up for the greater good of the team.
To that point, when the opportunities do come your way, does that increase the importance of needing to perform whenever it does?
I don't think it increases the importance as much as we all stay ready for that moment and that opportunity. And I don't know if it increases the importance, but it highlights the fact that when you're working hard in other areas of the game, you're going to get repaid at some point.
This weekend, you're going back to the place where your NFL career started. Take me back to a few years ago when you're a rookie stepping out onto the field and you're going up against a team that has been the newest dynasty in the NFL. And also, how much have you grown as a player since that moment as you now go back to Kansas City?
Looking back, it seems like yesterday, but it also seems like a long time. Jack Campbell and I were counting how many games we've played since then. I think it's 45 or 46 games since that initial game at Arrowhead. But that opening night to play against the defending Super Bowl champs and to get the win at Arrowhead was a special moment. I had a lot of family and friends there, and of course Kansas City's only like 4 hours from my hometown, so that was special. And I think I've definitely grown and matured a lot since that moment. Where do I start, to be honest?
So what would you say is the number one way you've grown?
I think as a player, I just am much more mature. I see the entire picture. I see the field as broadly as I can at this point, whereas my rookie year, in my mind, I heard the play call. I was like, okay, I'm going to go get lined up. I know I'm running this basic route. I'm going to go run this basic route as well as I can. And now okay, I know where I'm getting lined up. I know I'm running the basic route. Can I go get a rub for my buddy? What kind of coverage are they playing? What does Jared see? Do I see pressure? Do I need to speed this route up? How should I stem the release? Things like that are going through my head as opposed to just, I need to run this basic
route.
Go
there and then go there.
Right.
Yeah.
In terms of other things going on in my life, I'm a married man now, which is exciting. Thank you. I don't know. I'm a young 22-year-old kid. I know I'm only 24 now, but 3 years in the NFL,
you're a veteran.
Basically makes you a veteran at this point. So, sure, those things.
You're in a unique situation too because your head coach played in the NFL.
Yep.
But he played your position too. Does that make it tougher or easier as a tight end?
I think there's definitely some tidbits of information that were at his disposal when he played, and he's passed that along to us now, which is great. I've also said that sometimes there's some standards from Dan at the tight end position, which may not have aged so well in the 15 years since he's played the position, because he was playing the true Y position at 280 pounds, where there's not a lot of big tight ends like that in today's game. The tight end position has changed and evolved just like any other position. So there's give and take, but
it's not really the whole, well, I did that, so Sam, you can do that.
We love Dan. Dan was more like Penei Sewell when he played than my position, But
he had the hands though.
Yeah, no, Penei has hands too. That's not a knock on either of them, but it's just, I feel like those two were more alike than me and Dan at some points.
You've learned from your head coach, but also you've gone to tight end university and learned from some of the best in the game, including maybe the most famous tight end on and off the football field right now, who just so happens is going to be on the other sideline. What is your relationship like with Travis Kelce, and what have you learned from him as a young tight end in this league?
Sure. Going to tight end U the last couple of years has been a fantastic opportunity for me. It was great, especially as a young player, asking these older veteran guys that have played 10, 12, 15 years in the NFL, how did you approach the game? How did you get your body ready every weekend? What do you think about when you're running this route, this coverage? How do you get open against man, zone? Go down the list. And the small tidbits of information I've gotten from Travis have been great, have been helpful, trying to understand how he sees the game. And yeah, great opportunity to learn from him and get to watch him this weekend, because he didn't get to play my rookie year, so it'll be the first time going against him.
You didn't go this year though, right?
I didn't.
No,
I was
the wedding,
on my
right?
honeymoon.
Yes. And you had a nice wrinkle to that honeymoon, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. You got blessed by the Pope.
We did.
You got your marriage blessed by the Pope. What was that moment like, and how does somebody meet the newest Pope?
Sure. So, to make a long story short, most weeks the Pope will do a papal audience in St. Peter's Square, and there's like 10,000 people in a huge lot of St. Peter's Square watching him go around in his Pope mobile and reading the gospel in like 15 different languages. And in that audience, there's a particular section for the newlyweds, and you have to be married within the last 3 months, I believe. So we ended up getting tickets to the audience and then getting into this particular section. And we waited like 4 hours in St. Peter's Square. It was every bit of 95 degrees. So of course, under my suit coat, my white shirt was
a little drenched.
A little sweaty, to say the least. And it was outstanding getting our marriage blessed. And it was 4 days after we were wed, my wife and I. So just a tremendous opportunity to, show our Catholic faith, and getting to post those pictures was cool too. Just a lot of people received that so great, and we're so happy for us.
It's been well documented that he's a Chicago fan.
Yes.
Do you have any clue who you were?
He did not. I don't think so, at least.
He didn't give you a go Bears to close things
all
out.
Good. All good if he's a Bears fan. But he's the leader of the Catholic Church, so he's a lot of other things going on than just watching Chicago sports, I imagine.
Good point.
Yeah.
Appreciate your time, man.
Yeah, thank you so much.